From the very first moment this season begins, everything circles back to where it all started, with Will Byers, Hawkins, and the dark mystery at the heart of Stranger Things. And as the camera pulls us back into this world, there's a chilling realization settling over every fan. For the first time since season 1, the show is finally ready to answer the question we've carried for nearly a decade: why Will was taken, and what his connection to Vecna truly means. This season doesn't just tease the bond, it unravels it, piece by piece, revealing that Will Byers has been harnessing something deep, something powerful, something he was never meant to possess. The whispers in the Upside Down, the visions, the drawings, the chills down his neck, everything we thought was trauma becomes something much bigger. And when the cast sits down to break it all open, you can feel the weight of 10 years pressing on every word. Because when one of the interviewers asks whether it's safe to say Will is becoming more like 11, even the cast laughs at the shock of how obvious it suddenly is. After all these years, the parallels were there, hiding in plain sight. Even Noah Schnapp admits it. Their characters share strange, uncanny similarities they never noticed while filming, only realizing it now after a decade of living inside these roles. And with Will's powers awakening, those similarities aren't just emotional or symbolic anymore. They're supernatural. They're destiny. But while Will steps into a frightening new side of himself, another emotional return shakes the fandom. 11 reuniting with her long-lost sister. 8 fans waited years wondering if 8 would ever come back after season 2, and the cast confirms that not only is she back, but she returns with purpose. Nothing the Duffer Brothers do is accidental. If 8 is here, she is here for a reason, and that reason hits straight at 11's heart. Their reunion is emotional, intense, and deeply tied to the battles ahead. It's a reminder that family, even unconventional family, shapes the power 11 carries into war. And speaking of emotional resurrections, few shockers hit harder than the return of Max Mayfield. Her fate hung in terrifying suspense at the end of season 4, and fans couldn't imagine Stranger Things without Sadie Sink. But this time, Max has created a whole new mental world to protect herself from Vecna. And the way she comes back pushes the show into territory that doesn't even feel like Stranger Things anymore. Even Sadie Sink admits the experience was so surreal, her appearance, the setting, acting with a completely new actor, it felt like a spin-off. But the emotional challenge electrified her performance. This wasn't just Max coming back, it was Max reinvented. Watching the characters grow is one of the most powerful elements of this final season. These kids, the same scared middle schoolers who once hid, ran, and trembled, are now running toward danger instead of away from it. Towards Vecna, towards the Upside Down, towards the final battle. And when Will unleashes his new abilities at the end of part 1, the moment hits like lightning. It's not just supernatural, it's emotional. It's 10 years of pain, fear, and courage finally breaking open. Yes, it's giving 11 with the blood trickling from his nose, but it's more than that. As Finn Wolfhard explains, Mike Wheeler is the emotional anchor behind that transformation. Mike brings Will back to a simpler time, a time when he felt loved, safe, and understood. And only in that emotional clarity do Will's powers truly rise. That bond, their history, their love, their childhood, is what gives Will the strength to fight. Finn compares their connection to the link between Tom Riddle and Voldemort. Two forces tied in a way that one cannot exist without the other. Will and Vecna are each other's shadow. Their destinies are entwined in a way no one suspected. And the character who once felt the weakest now becomes the key to everything. But the evolution doesn't stop there. Caleb McLaughlin, talking about Lucas, explains how the group's mission has changed completely. They're no longer victims. They're warriors fueled by love, friendship, revenge, and the instinct to protect every child in Hawkins. Lucas's drive is rooted in his love for Max, and the pain of nearly losing her. That pain becomes a weapon, pushing him forward, refusing to let Vecna win again. He wants justice, he wants victory, and he wants to save every kid whose name will never make the news. As the season raises the stakes, characters like Nancy Wheeler also step into newfound leadership. No longer the nervous teen juggling school and secrets, Nancy takes command with precision, strategy, and courage. She plans, she guides, she protects. And throughout the cast's interview, they reflect on how each character, from Jonathan to Dustin, from Robin to Hopper, has their moment of stepping up to the plate. Friendship becomes the show's spine. Love becomes its engine, and courage becomes its language. One of the most touching arcs involves Robin Buckley, who spends much of the season helping Will discover his identity, not just his powers, but his sense of self. Maya Hawke explains beautifully that growing up means learning you're not always the main character. Sometimes you're the guide, the mentor, the voice that helps someone else step into their destiny. And Robin, who once felt like an outsider, becomes a pillar of wisdom for Will, drawing from her own struggles and victories. She's one of the only characters who truly sees him, all of him. When the cast is asked about the finale of Part 3, the room instantly shifts. They get emotional, they get quiet, because the ending of Stranger Things is not just a plotline, it's the ending of their youth, their journey, their legacy. They talk about the writing, the heartbreak, the beauty of the resolution. And though they can't spoil it, their tears speak louder than words. The Duffers went for the heart, not just the spectacle. They wrote an ending that hurts, heals, and honors every character fans have grown up with. Even the cast wasn't prepared for how emotional it would be. As the discussion turns toward the deeper meaning of the Upside Down, the cast offers one of the most powerful interpretations ever revealed. It represents the darkness of adolescence, fear, transformation, trauma, the painful path to adulthood. The Upside Down is the physical manifestation of the invisible battles young people fight every day. Changing, growing, suffering, surviving. It's messy, it's terrifying, and it's real. And just when you think the emotional intensity might ease, the cast dives into one of the season's most jaw-dropping sequences. Vecna infiltrating the barracks. It took 3 weeks of night shoots, endless stunt work, and a climactic moment filmed just before sunrise. Noah remembers finishing his pivotal scene with minutes to spare before the sun broke the sky. The exhaustion, the urgency, the adrenaline, everything combined into a cinematic masterpiece that left even the actors speechless. As Part 1 ends, the foundation is set for something bigger, much bigger. The battles grow larger, the emotions grow deeper, the stakes rise higher. The cast promises that Part 2 and Part 3 push every boundary from action to heartbreak. And as someone who joined the show as a fan, even Joseph Quinn says the ending is breathtaking, satisfying, and beautiful. And then comes the question that breaks every fan's heart. Is this the end of Stranger Things? The cast says yes, this is the final adventure, the final war, the final goodbye. But even then, they joke that if someone calls them 20 years from now for a movie, they'll pick up. Because some stories don't end, they live forever. And as the final moments of the interview echo out, "William, you are going to help me. One last time. You can feel it. The end is coming. The war is set. The heart of Hawkins is ready to fight. And Will Byers, the boy who started it all, is finally stepping into the power he was never supposed to have."